8 teenagers freaking out after receiving a life sentence. I don't know what was going through the minds of these teenagers as they were committing their crimes. Are their brains wired differently than those of regular people? And is that what allows them to carry out such heinous crimes? This is the list of top 8 teenagers who freaked out after receiving a life sentence. Subscribe to Just Scary for more scary videos. Well, let's begin with this list. Number 8. Since the audio in this video isn't exactly audible, let me tell you that John Freeman here is apologizing to the victim's family after strangling their 5-year-old daughter, Isabel Sarah Tennant. On August 27, 2008, Freeman was babysitting the girl when he strangled her to death. John was only 16 years old when he committed the dreadful crime. For this crime, Freeman was found guilty and was sentenced to 22 years to life in prison. Number 7.
I would give my life for Austin. I loved him a lot.
Dylan Shoemaker was 17 years old when he was convicted for beating his girlfriend's 23-month-old son to death. I saw videos about this teenager's case, and his attorneys were attempting to prove that Dylan had an anger management issue and didn't plan to hurt the 23-month-old baby because he lacked self-control. I'm not sure why there are solicitors who provide defenses for such crimes. What his lawyers were battling for was pointless because that little infant had no prospect for life. Jurors in Buffalo found Dylan guilty of second-degree murder in this case. The judge gave him the harshest punishment Buffalo had to offer, 25 years to life in jail. This case got me thinking, who in the world has the guts or the stone heart to kill a small baby? Number 6. This next teen, Jacob Matthew Morgan, received a 15-year imprisonment sentence for starting a fire that killed his 14-month-old brother Joshua Alexander Hill. He was 17 years old when the incident happened, a stupid mistake that took an innocent life and ruined his own. You could tell by the way this teen reacts in the video that he completely regrets his stupid decision and even starts praying as he cries. His mistake is one to learn from. Although he showed remorse, we'll never know his true intentions. After all, we can't judge a book by its cover. Isn't that right, my curious viewers? What do you think? Is the guy really feeling guilty, or is it all just an act? Number 5. The guy in the video is Dexter Johnson. Johnson was sentenced to death for his role in double murder in 2006. He was just 18 years old when he committed the crime. When he was given the sentence, he expressed his rage in the court itself. In the video, we can see that he reacts as if he has nothing left to lose. You can't actually see him in the video played before, so here is another video to show you what he looks like. We're halfway through the video. What a tragic line of events. Who would have thought that these teenagers would turn out to be such monsters? Before moving any further in the video, give it a like, subscribe to Just Scary for more content like this, and press the bell icon to never miss out on any of our future videos. Okay, let's continue with the video, shall we? Number 4. This convict, known as Nicholas Lindsay, was actually too young to receive a sentence when he was first handed in to the police. But upon his resentencing, he was met with life behind bars. He was convicted of first-degree murder of David Crawford, a police officer from St. Petersburg Police Department. When the judge read out the sentence, Nicholas just sat there with zero guilt on his face. His mother walked out and just said it is what it is after being asked what she felt about her son being sentenced to life imprisonment. The court has significant doubts about the defendant's potential for rehabilitation, a local news read. His mother said little when it was over. Lindsay actually grinned when the judge sentenced him to parole. He didn't show any hint of remorse on his face. David Crawford's daughter Amanda said, "Justice persevered. I'm glad it's over. He's an animal. He just sat there smiling." Number 3.
Charges and specifications here today.
Yes, Your Honor.
The individual in question is TJ Lane, who was in front of a judge sentenced for a school shooting that occurred in Ohio back in 2012. TJ was only 17 years old when he fatally shot 3 students and injured 3 others. Several years after the attack, TJ managed to escape from prison with 2 other inmates just 8 days before his birthday. He used a makeshift ladder to facilitate his escape from the Allen Correctional Institution in Ohio. Personally, regardless of his fate, I remain indifferent toward TJ Lane's situation and hold no vested interest in it. According to reports, 2 individuals were able to use a tool to climb down a fence during recreational hours. Following this incident, law enforcement agencies instigated a nationwide manhunt during which nearby residents were advised to increase their security measures. Number 2. In a disturbing incident, an 18-year-old girl, Keandria Cook, was sentenced to 20 years in state prison for allegedly orchestrating a robbery through a dating application which later resulted in a shootout. A 17-year-old named Emmanuel Purcell from Palm Coast was accompanied by 27-year-old Perry Nida, who was lured by Cook. Purcell was shot by Cook's boyfriend in an attempt to rob them. A video clip had surfaced in which the girl's mother was seen deeply affected and heartbroken as she dropped to the floor, howling and wailing in grief after finding out about her daughter's sentence. The teenager was visibly distressed as well. The police officers removed the teenager from the courtroom while the mother was left there alone, crying. This is a tragic incident that highlights the severe consequences of committing such crimes through dating apps. Do you guys think that 20 years is too harsh a punishment for this crime? The mother of Cook, as mentioned previously, was deeply saddened and devastated upon discovering that her child had committed a robbery using guns and was subsequently sentenced to 20 years in prison. She expressed her thoughts and asked for opinions on whether such punishment was too severe or not. Do you think putting Cook on parole would be the right thing to do? If you have any insight or thoughts on this matter, feel free to share them in the comment section down below. Number 1. The individual in the shown footage is an 18-year-old resident of California named Fernando Salgado, who found himself in a terrifying and unsettling situation. He was wrongfully accused and convicted of 2 felonies, one sexual assault with a foreign object and another an assault with a weapon, when he was just 18 years old. He was convicted for 12 months of imprisonment before he served 7 years in jail. Despite vehemently denying any wrongdoings, he was sentenced to 7 years in prison, and he was understandably anxious and apprehensive about the prospect of returning to confinement. Salgado seemed to believe that fighting back in some way might lead to his release. These circumstances left him feeling panicked and fearful, and he expressed a desperate desire to avoid being imprisoned once again. Salgado was exonerated in 2003. These teenagers' wrongdoings and punishments are a lesson for all the short-tempered people out there. You never know what your anger might make you do, so control your anger, learn to have patience. Also, you never know when it is your last day with your loved ones, so live safely and live every day like it's your last day on Earth. So, dear listeners, now it's time to make your voices heard. Comment down below which one of these criminals you think was the most heinous. Phew, that's all for today. Did you enjoy the video? Then please give it a like. If you have any suggestions for upcoming videos, comment them in the comment section down below. Press the like button and subscribe to Just Scary, and press the bell icon to never miss out on any of the future videos from us. We'll soon be back with another interesting and scary video. Stay safe and goodbye.